Welcome back to Risque Business News. I'm your host, Laura.
And I'm May.
And today we are going to be doing a little mashup of a couple different stories here. I like to think of these as like near misses almost. We're talking about Hurricane Milton. That was a near miss.
Okay.
The dock workers strike. Another near miss. And then just two easy ones that don't fall in that category. But I was pretty proud that there was two in one category. I was like, look at me with the theme. Look at me go. Anyway, that's it. Enjoy.
Where's the money? I don't understand how you make money.
Hold on.
From that, though.
2 stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm going to ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home, but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's Risque Business News.
Hello.
Hello. I just had to save a little sculpture from a roving predator over there.
You're a good fiance.
I am.
Yeah.
Matthew is a sculptor, and he spends a lot of time on these little figurines.
Almost all of his time.
Almost. It's everywhere. It's amazing. His hobbies take over this apartment.
They do.
Like there's clay all over this apartment. And he swims, so there's goggles all over the apartment. The other day there were 4 pairs of goggles on the counter.
Weren't they like extremely expensive,
fancy goggles? Yes. You can't just pop into Dick's Sporting Goods and pick these up. These are online orders. 4 pairs. He swims once every 2 weeks. That's like what his schedule allows. I don't swim anymore. Why are there 4 pairs of goggles?
Why did he do that? Why did he get 4 of them?
No answer, dude.
Okay.
Oh, they're all different. The ones on the counter were all different types.
Oh.
And that's not counting the 6. I don't understand. I don't get it.
Me neither.
Anyway, I just had to save one of his little sculptures. The
At
different
least he
hobby
doesn't have
for
like
the cat.
hiking boots and all this crazy shit, I guess.
Yeah, I think that men love investing in a hobby. Like they love hobbies with like accessories.
Yeah.
Does Mark have any like that?
No,
Not
Mark
really.
works 100% of his life.
That's true. Yeah, he doesn't have hobbies, huh?
No, he just has a microphone.
What the fuck is he able to talk about?
I don't know. He's working 100% of his life. So.
Okay. Well, Matt, he could take up sculpting if he wants. He's welcome to use some of Matthew's clay.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it takes. You guys, how is the house going?
It's going good. So we finally moved into Brooklyn. We are like still dealing with workers in our house every day. It's absolute chaos. I have taken over as project manager and fired our project manager. So it's been pretty gnarly. I'm on edge. And I'm fucking pissed. And
she's pregnant. And she's pregnant. So some hormones, like a little hormone cocktail in there, just revving up the machine.
So long story short, I'll tell you guys the story on the pod. So basically, we needed our floors to be done before we moved in. So
fair,
because
you need to walk on them.
We need to walk on them, and there are toxic fumes that obviously are not safe for a pregnant woman.
Don't want to have that autistic baby.
We walk
Maybe you
in.
will still, but God. But just want it to be natural, if so.
We walk in, and the floors are raw. They are raw floors. And I say, what's up with these floors? And our designer / project manager said, what do you mean? They're great. I go, what do you mean?
They look like a Home Depot 2x4s.
They were insane.
They were genuinely, you walk down the aisle of the 2x4s. They're nice 2x4s, don't get me wrong, but they're not finished.
They were not finished.
They're just completely open wood.
So what ended up happening was a week before we moved in, they had sealed all of our floors. Our designer / said, sand all this down. We don't like it.
We
never texted us. Never a photo. Nothing. So then I'm fucking pissed because my floors are raw. I cannot stress this enough. They are raw floors. I was like, I can't spill anything on this. And he was like, oh, yes, you can. He was like this wicked, obnoxious British man. And he was like, I hate British accents now. Sorry if you have one. And he was like...
Still listen, but like, don't like call us or anything.
He was trying to tell me that these raw wood slabs could be cleaned with... He goes, all you have to do is get out a mop and clean with like soap and water. I go, I'm about to have a fucking baby.
The baby will be very good at that.
You think that I'm going to take out a fucking mop and not just a paper towel every time this kid spills his yogurt?
Like the commercials.
Are you crazy? And so then all of our stuff's in the house, and then we have to redo the floors, and so they had to do like floor by floor and move our stuff to each floor while they were redoing that, waiting for it to dry, and then rinse and repeat. So basically, I was spending 10 days, 6.5 months pregnant, on couches, Laura's couch primarily.
A refugee.
And this man had the nerve to be yelling at me because I didn't like the fact that I had raw plywood floors.
May almost killed a man.
I almost killed a man. I actually said
it was close.
I actually said to him at one point, because he was just simply not backing down. He was like,
I think he's okay. So for context, I think he's a fraudster. So we'll probably cover him in more detail.
We'll probably cover him
once we figure out what he stole.
Yeah.
My guess, it's money. I'm guessing money.
I'm
guessing money. It's usually money.
Definitely stole my time.
Yeah, that's for sure. And your sanity.
And my sanity.
I think you had a break.
I was just like,
I mean, I get it.
Are you crazy? So I told him, I was like, I won't be gaslit into thinking that these floors are what we asked for. And he was like, are you calling me a liar? I was like, you're lying to me. So yes, I am.
I am calling you a liar.
I am absolutely calling you a liar.
I'm glad we're on the same page and you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Right.
Which is you are a liar.
I was like, I'm looking at the floors with my eyes. I am feeling them with my hands. And you are telling me that my eyes and my hands are lying to me. So that is actually the definition of gaslighting.
It's truly impressive. The confidence.
Yeah.
The confidence. I could never.
No, he's crazy. He's crazy.
And if you had been like more passive, you would have just, okay.
And he was like, you guys, like he was yelling at me throughout this entire, like sending me emails in the middle of the night about like what a bad person I am, that I didn't like his floors. It was crazy. I was like, I just was like, one of us is a 6.5 month pregnant person who's trying to nest for her newborn child.
You were trying to baby bird nest.
The other one is a 70-year-old man. Okay, I will fucking end you. Also, like,
you're pretty close, dude. So it'll look natural.
I've like obviously talked ad nauseum to Laura and a bunch of people about this. And they were all like, dude, first of all, we would have fired him long ago, because he used to do this thing where he would make me come out to Brooklyn. By the way, it's like 30 minutes from where I used to live. Come out to Brooklyn to look at wallpaper and say, I don't have the samples. I would say, what?
Then why am I here?
That's like a realtor showing you a house and not having the key.
Just being like, okay, we're going to go. Like, not just once. We're like, okay,
no, it wasn't
you make
once.
an accident, fine. Repeatedly. Like weekly being like, come on out. Oh, I don't have it.
I don't have it.
It's like I think he got off on it or something.
Yeah, there was something wrong with
him. It's like
a
weird power play. This man is mentally ill and stealing.
Well, there was also something
stealing money.
And then
this is a risque business exclusive.
Well, then
on a random designer in New York, and now you know.
I asked him I was like, can you just send us a list of all the things you've purchased that we can have tracking links?
Yes.
And he refused.
He's because he's stealing.
Yeah. And then he goes, no one's ever asked me that before. I go, what?
Because he has no other clients.
Well, I think
because he is a fraudster.
So this is the kicker, is that the whole time, okay, the whole time people
I could do the entire episode on this man. It's not funny, but it's funny.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, I'm so glad
sorry
to put him I want to forget I ever knew him. I'm going to sage my house because I just don't want his energy in my house, because there's certain things I will look at and be like, Richard, pick that out. You know what I mean? Like, I need to can you bleep that name?
Yeah, I guess.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't know his last name. But so he designed a celebrity's house. We'll put it that way. And that's what we've been told this whole time. We never looked up this celebrity's house. We finally look it up. It is the ugliest fucking house.
Yeah, it's pretty ugly.
I've ever seen. Like, this celebrity should be humiliated by their decor. It is so heinous. It's not
cute.
heinous.
And it's so funny because it's like on websites where they're like, look at this house. Maybe it's for some people, but it looks just like you had mentioned, I think you said it, where it was like an Amazon, like designed from Amazon.com.
It looks like, no, even worse than that. It looks like, this is exactly what it looks like. It looks like a luxury apartment building in Long Island City that is filled exclusively with Amazon workers.
Yes.
And there is a shared roof deck where they grill up there. That is what the backyard looks like.
Which is lovely, but not worth like touting as like you're a design expert. Don't get me wrong. I'll fucking live in that house. But like, I'm not going to be like, it's not. I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is like cutting edge design. Like you should use this as inspiration.
It's literally the worst fucking design I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, if I walked in there, I would be like, oh, that's really sweet that this celebrity like really feels like he needs to decorate his own home. Because clearly he didn't fucking...
I genuinely think I've done a better job here. And
Absolutely.
I just copy pasted shit from West Elm's website.
I mean, your house is homey. Your
It's
house
nice.
looks like a home that people live in.
It's a place. It's a place I enjoy.
It was
God for fucking bid.
crazy. So anyway, he is fucking fired with a big F. And I would say I wish him well, but I kind of don't. I wish that he stopped scamming people. I feel like I got like Anna Delvey'd.
You did. I'm pretty sure. I don't. The
Like,
fact
he's
that he
pretentious.
sent the fact that he hasn't sent receipts is super concerning.
He's like
When I say it's concerning, I fucking mean it. Because first of all, you need those for warranties and stuff
exactly.
like that. Like if things break in a year, you need to be able to contact the manufacturer and be like, oh, this floorboard or whatever the hell was defective.
No, totally.
So you need the receipt in order to know where the fuck it's from.
Well, also
This is not rocket science.
Also, like, we were having this super contentious situation where he would not tell us when things were arriving. And so I was like, here's a solution. Put all of the tracking links into this Excel spreadsheet for me. That way I don't have to ask you. He fucking flipped out on me, was like, don't tell me how to do my job and stuff. And I was like, dude, I am offering a solution. And I actually thought, like a regular sane person, that you would have this all ready to go, because I cannot believe that you were just like, oh, it's like floating around in my email somewhere. Are you dense?
Yes.
Are you insane? I was like, what? And so I actually checked with my friends that were designers. I was like, first of all, are these floors done? And they were like, a resounding no. Secondly,
they were from Home Depot.
And I said, secondly, if I were to ask you, and you were a client, I was a client of yours, if I were to ask you, hey, I need a receipt and tracking number of every item purchased, could you send that over? They go, I would export that and send it to you in Excel immediately.
It's not rocket science.
Within 1 minute, I would send that to you.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Just forward the emails.
Well, he forwarded some emails, but like it's so loosey goosey. It's completely loosey goosey, and I'm like,
what a disaster.
I don't know. Anyway, I hope that he has the worst day every day.
At least I'm happy you're no longer a refugee, along with Greg.
I know. Yeah, Greg is at our house. He's sequestered to one room because we have a bunch of people working there.
Greg spent some time at camp again with his buddy Password.
Yeah.
Password and him were tearing shit up here at the others. I was about to say my address and I was like, don't say that. What are you doing? But we had a good time.
Anyway,
it was fun.
What else is going on in the world? I've been so consumed with this.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm
on.
literally going to just catch you up a little bit. And that's some of these stories are things that have happened in October. For instance, while you were busy fighting for your fucking life, Hurricane Milton almost came through and ended Florida. So that was interesting. I, of course, chose that weekend to perform in the Tampa Bay area.
Yes.
So I was hitting it up at Side Splitters with my fiance, Matthew. I was featuring for him. It was an absolute delight, minus the fact that Hurricane Helen had just hit and caused a ton of damage. It was one of the worst damages that have occurred from a hurricane because it came up really suddenly. Yeah. So people just didn't really have a ton of time to prepare. My parents actually lived there and they got like 6 inches of water in their house. And they were like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's a lot of water. That's like...
No, that's a lot.
This much?
I mean, yeah.
That sucks.
That's crazy.
That sucks. And they were lucky they were able to get it out pretty quick, but yeah.
What about all their shit? Is it like
No, it's
done?
not. I mean, a lot of it's destroyed.
Damn.
So there are these videos, and you can look these up. There are all these videos of after that hurricane, people were obviously flooded to various degrees and depending on where you were. And they had taken all of their stuff out of the house and put it on the front yard because the county comes around and collects the junk of like, here's all my tables that are completely like waterlogged on the bottom, or my cabinets that we're now ripping out because they need to be replaced.
Yeah.
So all the various furniture and random shit that just got destroyed, TV got wet, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
So then a couple days go by. They're doing all the cleanup. Everyone's like, oh my God, it's awful. Every October. Also, the conspiracy theories about the hurricane weather machine were coming around. We'll talk more about that in a second.
Oh, I saw a little bit about that.
Yeah, I don't have a ton on it, but like people... The world's gone crazy. So anyway, then Hurricane Milton hits the scene. And this is right exactly the same time I land in Tampa.
Yeah.
I land in Tampa. We do the first... shows were great. the whole time I was like, you guys were wet. That sucks. Thanks for coming out anyway.
Yeah, right.
And they were like, Florida, hurricanes, kill me.
Right.
So we're having fun. And then on Saturday, we're like, oh shit, there's another hurricane coming. Like, and it's growing quick.
Yeah.
And that progresses to the point where it got all the way up to a Category 5 hurricane. And like they were like, we should have another category because it's so bad. Like the miles per hour on the wind speeds were like 180 miles.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. The fourth worst storm in the Atlantic in history.
Yeah.
Which was scary as fuck because Katrina.
Yeah.
She was there and she was bad.
She was bad. Was it I guess New Orleans is probably a worse situated town in terms of like
New Orleans, I'm no expert, but it's below sea. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that's part of the reason, because the impact from the storm is one category of how the damage occurs, but then like how you're able to recover from it is super important.
Right.
So like if you're at sea level or lightly lifted, the water goes away.
Right.
But if you're down, where the fuck does the water go? Oh, is it going to get evaporated out in humid ass Louisiana?
No.
No, it's not. It's going to sit. So that's, I think, part of the reason that Katrina ended up being really bad.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't think it was, you know what? We don't need to go.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
But so point being, Hurricane Milton comes in. We're freaking out at this point because I'm like, we were going to stay a little longer to potentially see my family. And then we're like, okay, well, my family had mandatory evacuation.
Yeah, you got to go.
They were like, bye, we got to go. We're off to Georgia. So we had to stand by on an earlier flight to try to get out. We ended up getting on it because Matt's like Delta. He flies the plane for Delta at this point. They're like, you can just whatever. You're on Delta every fucking week. And we get out and the storm comes through. It ends up weakening quite a bit though. So it gets in and didn't actually impact them as bad.
Yeah.
But people online were so funny about the whole thing. All of the Republicans have decided that I guess the Democrats is, we can guess the crew that they're referring to with Democrats at this, have a weather control machine.
Yeah, of course they do.
A hurricane machine that's apparently based in Alaska is what they're saying. And it is during hurricane season exclusively in the month of October, primetime hurricane season, going crazy, turning these on to try to wipe out Florida for no fucking reason.
Sure.
It's because of the election.
Sure.
Great. And they were so earnest about it. Like I saw so many posts on Twitter where I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
That's insane.
And it sucks because they're like, they can control the weather. Like China's been doing it. And China has been doing like the cloud seeding programs, which we've talked about before.
Yeah.
Which is when you like shoot. You literally
like shoot the clouds.
Shoot the cloud. Get that shit out of here with this silver iodide. And I can't imagine that's great for like weather
Definitely
as a whole. Like that sounds like something where I'm like, oh yeah, this is obviously gonna. I don't know what the impact is, but it's not good.
It's not gonna work out.
It's not gonna be good.
No.
But it's enough where that people can then like Google online and be like, see, they fucking the Chinese can control the weather.
Right.
The Chinese and then their best friends, the Jews. Great. So that went crazy. And then also Asheville, of course, is like no longer a thing, which, sorry, Asheville. Did you see all that?
No, not really.
Oh my God. For whatever reason, the first hurricane went really, really far inland. And like, you know, Asheville's like not on the coast.
Yeah.
Like straight up, it's in Appalachia. Like
that's what I thought.
It is. Like it's in like the mountains, I think, actually. And it got like devastated.
Damn.
So then they were like, Biden's not sending any aid, and they were like, we are. And they were like, you're not sending any aid, and they were like, but they're right there. And they're like, I don't know, don't see any aid anywhere. So I'm really, really, really eager for this election to be over, so that at least the politicization of
good luck, dude.
It just takes it down like back to a 7 versus we're at a fucking 12 right now.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't know, man. Everything's politicized.
Everything is, but
like
right now
shopping at Target is politicized. Like genuinely, it's crazy.
I know, but right now it's a hurricane, like an act of God. It's just something that happens.
Right.
Another thing that happened that I thought was kind of funny was Lieutenant Dan.
I saw this. Okay.
Yes.
So what's up with this? He's like riding out the hurricane or something. He's just a random guy, or who is he?
He's just this old, like, I'm not going to call him.
Criminal.
Yeah, he's definitely a criminal.
I mean, yeah, he's 1,000 mugshots, so that's what a criminal means.
Yeah. We'll talk more about
that's not
that.
Offensive.
But he there's a video that goes out as everybody's preparing and freaking out about Milton. One of the TikTokers, of course, was like, "Great time for content. Like, let's get hit the streets."
Of course.
And interviews this guy who lives on a houseboat, and looks like a Florida man. You know,
he does. It looks
just
a
an
methy.
ambiguous race, has a drug influence. Not all of you, but if you live in Florida, you fucking know this guy. You've seen this man out and about. You know,
you've seen him buying a gun next to a strip club.
He's a Florida man.
Yeah,
that's kind of why the trope is a thing. Like, he's a canonical version of that. And he was there as the storm was still at Category 5, and everybody's like, Jesus Christ, this is pretty serious. We should be preparing. And they go, "Hey man, what's your plan?" And he goes, "I'm not going anywhere." He's like, I'm not leaving. He's on a boat.
So he's
motherfucker's on a boat.
Did he survive?
He did.
Okay, good.
He did. What if he died? That'd be so dark.
That would be really dark. Yeah.
No, he survived. He's totally fine. And he so you can imagine the videos went crazy viral because it's just like this, like, extremely Florida man being like, "I ain't scared no hurricane."
Yeah.
Beat the shit out of it. And now he went really viral. People were sending him a ton of money. And an article just came out actually over the weekend where his daughter was getting super pissed off. And she goes, she fears the attention her dad is getting after Hurricane Milton will send him to an early grave.
Oh, wow.
She lives in Tampa. His name is not Lieutenant Dan. It's Joseph Malinowski. I guess Lieutenant Dan is from a movie.
Yeah, it's from Forrest Gump.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So that's why they were calling him that. But his real name is Joseph Malinowski, and he is a criminal, as we were discussing. He has a very, very violent, like, crazy past, which we'll talk about in a second. But Ashley, his daughter, was just like, guys, he was doing fine without all that money. Y'all TikTok fucking famous people, y'all blowing him up, and he's going to be dead before he can fucking enjoy that boat and stuff. Because look at him. After y'all got a hold of him, and now he's high as fuck on all these videos.
Oh my God.
Yes, I'm his fucking daughter, and I had to keep tabs on that man for 10 years trying to make sure that he is alive. And now he's going to get all of this and probably end up dead because of it.
Oh my God.
So she said... She basically thinks that because apparently he's been getting a ton of donations through GoFundMe of people being like, "Get off the houseboat during the hurricane." A fair note. He had been given upwards of $50,000 to buy himself a new boat, which for Lieutenant Dan, that's big time.
Yeah.
That's like, you jackpot, baby.
That's pretty good.
And he is not a savory character. Well, this doesn't mean he's not a savory character, this portion, but he apparently doesn't have a government ID, so it's been very difficult to get all the GoFundMe money to him.
Oh wow!
Because he's just loose. He's just a loose soul on this boat.
No government ID. How does that even work? How does he buy alcohol?
Correct. I think they're like you're. It's Florida.
Yeah, that's true.
He's an old, like, he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
He's not old,
still.
but like he's of age.
I mean, it's still weird.
I mean, I don't think he's voting.
No.
I'll tell you that. I don't think he's traveling on a plane.
Well, you don't need an ID to vote.
Apparently not. Apparently not.
Yeah.
So anyway, he has a lengthy criminal history. Last August, this is a minor one, but he had a misdemeanor for selling, operating, and using a vessel without certification of title. He's like, I have no ID.
Oh my God.
Of course I don't have a title on this fucking boat.
The vessel is the boat.
Vessel is a boat,
yeah.
Yes. He's like, I don't have an ID.
Yeah.
So how would I go about this? I'm certainly not going to hit the DMV.
Right.
He also was released after a 1-year prison sentence in 2022 for a felony case for punching a police officer in the nose.
Oh my God.
Pretty metal. A police officer. Not just
That's
a random
insane.
assault. He saw a guy and he was like,
that's crazy.
he was probably on drugs.
Yeah.
Also,
definitely.
in February 2023, he got in an argument with a woman who was smoking out and about. And he
smoking crack?
No, they
Or
actually
cigarettes?
don't specify.
Okay.
We'll
call it crack.
We'll call it crack.
Yeah.
But point being, she had a lit crack pipe.
Okay.
Just kidding. Maybe it was a cigarette in her hand. And he gets so mad at her that he pours a 1-gallon container of gasoline onto the bench while she's sitting there, which then lit fire.
Holy shit.
And tried to splash her with the gasoline.
So what did she
She
survive?
she obviously left. Like, she got off the bench. So it wasn't like a well thought out attack, but that's extremely, like, that's dramatic.
That's not going to work.
No. So she got splashed with the gasoline, and the bench apparently caught fire. It ignit, and I don't know if it burned down, but she was fearing for her life, which is fair.
Yeah, I would fear for mine as well.
Absolutely. If if I'm smoking crack and someone comes at me with a gallon of gasoline and starts splashing me, I wouldn't be happy.
No, I'd be upset.
I'd say, please stop.
Yeah.
Please stop doing that, Lieutenant Dan. Anyway, so that's the man. Lieutenant Dan, I know you're definitely not going to be one of our listeners because I don't know if you have a radio, let alone a computer.
So how many mugshots can we count here? So
but I hope you are well.
3 by 6, 18.
1, 2, yeah, 18. Look at you with the math. 18. I think those were some of the more interesting things that he got in trouble for. I would imagine it's a lot of like.
I'm so quick at like dimensions now. I'm like, yeah, okay. So for the curtain rod, ta-da!
Yeah, you're like, how many square feet of wallpaper would I need to cover?
Feet of fucking mugshots this guy got. That's another thing. We tried to put up back to the house. We tried to put up wallpaper, and our designer, who has since been fired, did not buy the correct quantity. So now we have to wait for it to be shipped, and it has a really long lead time.
Great lead time.
So, I mean, it's really remarkable when people can be so insanely bad at their jobs. Like, I know that I can be a little like laissez-faire with my job, but you
are a good employee.
I achieve the things that I'm supposed to achieve at my job.
Here's the thing. If he had done it all right, you wouldn't give a shit what his process was.
No, I don't care.
The process is only in question because you came into like
chaos.
open ground.
Right.
To dirt floors.
And everyone else.
It was a dirt floor.
It was crazy.
She was like fucking Mary. You were like going to give birth to Jesus in a barn.
No, literally. I mean, I had Laura over and I was like, and we discussed the floors ad nauseum, obviously. And I was like, could you imagine if I was like super happy with these floors and you just had to bite, you had to be like, okay.
Oh, I took my shoes off and I was walking and it's like, my feet were dirty. Like
yes.
They were gritty. I was like, "What's?" They
were dirty, dusty. It was insanity. Oh my god, he was
giving Jesus of Nazareth.
So like me and Mark were like adding it up, and we were like, not only has he been super rude to us this entire time, he's also been really pushy with what his vision wants to be. He's also wasted days, weeks, hours of our life. Our contractor was like, thank God you got rid of him because we would have never gotten this house done with him here. That's what he said. He was like, he's gone, right? And I was like, yes. He goes, thank God. Okay, what's the decisions? Let's go.
Yeah, let's finish this up.
Anyway, I'm like, all of that, and on top of everything, he's like really bad at design. He's like very bad. It'd be one thing if it was
no
like,
upside.
Yeah, it'd be
Is
one
he
thing
saving you money? Also not that. Also no.
It would be one thing if it was like, oh, this guy, like, you know, he's kind of this weird artsy guy. You can't really get a hold of like what's going on in the project, but it looks beautiful. No. But no, it looks insanely horrible.
No, the house is nice.
The house is gonna be great. The house is gonna be great.
Everything
is
great.
But it's gonna be great because of fucking me.
That's true. Well, you'll have a lot of. I'm like looking so hard for silver linings. I'm like, you'll be very proud of the house. It'll really be yours.
I said at one point, I was like, if you worked for any one of my friends, namely Laura,
I would have fired him so fast.
I go, there would have been at least one homicide, and it would have been you.
I would have fisticuffs.
Yeah.
Like immediately.
Yeah.
Like.
Genuinely.
I mean, I can't.
You would have fired him so long ago.
I would have immediately fired him. I would have been like, oh no, absolutely not.
Right.
But whatever. I probably am too hard in the other direction.
I was too nice for too long.
That's fine. It is what it is.
Oh, hate this guy.
Well, listen. Take a page out of my book and just.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm firing a bunch of people, but I just like, if you're going to do a job, you have to
do it right.
It's just normal. I'm just being normal.
Yeah. He's like, all of my clients love these floors. I go, okay, get me in touch with
Give me a list.
Give me a list of clients that I can call.
I am not certain. He's a fraudster.
Yeah.
I'm not certain you are actually involved with any other clients.
No. I do believe that he did that shitty job I sent you, that celebrity's house, because it's got a lot. This is the other thing. He had a lot of the same fixtures and colors that are in my house in this other house.
That's
and
so
I'm
annoying.
like, dude, we don't like that.
That's so annoying.
And you like push. Oh God, I hate this guy. All right, what's the next story?
So exciting. The next story is about some other people who are struggling with their workplace. Just me trying to see that little segue.
Look at that segue.
The dock workers. This one we'll cover briefly because it's a little boring, but it is really important, and we cover important shit here. So if you were not living under a rock, the dock workers strike unfolded at the beginning of October. We talked about the dock workers a lot when we did a supply chain episode a while back at this point. It's extremely important. Apparently the docks, I don't know, if you want to take over a country, get the docks.
Yeah.
That's been my biggest takeaway from this.
Yeah.
If we ever decide to go hard colonizing mode, docks is the move. Again, round billion.
Yeah. Well, what did we take over? We took over Hawaii.
We actually didn't go that hard.
No, we didn't go that hard.
I guess the development of the United States out the gate.
Out the gate, yeah.
That was
out the
great.
gate. It was wicked hard, but
yeah.
Then
it wasn't
chilled.
like the European countries. They went hard.
Oh yeah, Portugal, dude. They're they got footprints in Asia,
all over the place.
Footprints in fucking Africa.
The British are still popular in India.
Yeah.
What? They're still pretty big down there.
Yeah.
India, look at that. Look at us with our social studies.
Wow.
Wow, that was like some 5th grade knowledge. I just popped back in there. I'm like, British India Trading Company.
Yes. South Africa famously.
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
We did not go
Kenya.
nearly as hard as them, but there's still time.
There's still time. Don't worry.
There's still time. Anyway, so take the docks over. I've also been reading, just to continue, I've been reading the Red Rising series. I think I told you about this.
Yes.
This I don't know anyone who's reading these books, and they've taken my life over. So if anyone has been reading these or enjoys them, please can you comment or something and let me know I'm not just by myself. But they're these epic Game of Thrones space novels, and they are obsessed with taking over docks there as well. It's literal space, and they're still it's the most important thing to, protect Mars. Is you got to get the docks and have them protected from the fucking rebels or whatever the hell. Also, these are the longest books in the world. Right now, I am reading the 6th one, and it's 33 hours on Audible.
Oh,
33 hours a book.
This is the thing that I need. Maybe I'll try them. It's not typically my thing, but maybe I'll try them just because I need something to listen to that I'm invested in that's not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's good.
I don't want it to depress me, and I just need to have my brain be somewhere else while I'm ordering, fucking closet rods and shit.
Yeah, it is there is a lot going on in it, so it's kind of tough to do a lot of mental things at the same time.
Maybe I could just take a walk, and it could be an hour a day. But that's gonna take me years to finish.
It's a really long book.
I mean,
really
literally,
long books. But
it would take me
a long time,
fucking year to read. Book.
I've been on the subway and stuff listening to them.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good use case.
That's nice.
Yeah,
so that's nice. Anyway, guys, read these books. I don't know. I think they're gonna make movies and TV about them. So I wanted to let the record stand that I'm an early adopter. Okay. There's 6 books that are #1 bestsellers, and I'm I'm an early adopter. Okay. Yeah. They're insanely popular. Okay, but back to the dock workers. The 2024 longshoremen strike began on October 1st because the ILA, which is the International Longshoremen Association, and the U.S. Maritime Alliance could not come to terms on how much they should get fucking paid. And also automation at the ports was something that they're really, really concerned about.
Yeah.
These guys do not want robots involved. And I have bad news for them. They're coming.
They're
going to
get
involved.
Makes so much sense. I got to be honest.
That's a perfect use case.
Yeah.
Which obviously I want them to have jobs and stuff like that, but I don't know what to fucking tell you. So anyway, they got really obviously upset about this. They're a very powerful union, and they shut down for a couple, I think it was ended up being a week and a half or so, 36 ports from Boston to Houston. So
oh my goodness.
It was about to be extremely bad. You know how they always talk about the October surprise in terms of politics?
Yeah.
It would have fucked our economy up.
Yeah.
Fucked our economy up. Actually, the economic impact was estimated to be severe, with losses ranging from $2 to $4 billion per day.
Wow.
Not great. So everybody kept being oh, you're not going to get anything for Christmas this year. Literally, quite literally, because we can't get it in if these guys are striking. All of the stuff coming from overseas, anything like that, will be brought in through these ports at some point in the process. Very limited things come by air. Anyway, what were they that worried about? We already talked about the automation, which is fair that they're going to want some, rules around that's impact, how they would be rolled out and stuff like that. But the other side was their finances. Being a longshoreman is one of the highest earning blue collar jobs out there, apparently. They make upwards of 150 grand a year, actually in 2020 too. So I'm sure it's gone up since then. And some of the people earn up to like $250,000, which is considerably more that this article noted than a New York based doctor, than the median salary.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So they make a lot of money.
Damn, doctors need to be paid more. No wonder I'm getting like horrible service at my gyno. That's another person I have a gripe with. This is the episode of May chiming in with her gripes.
May being like, and another thing.
They sent me a bunch of tests that were like, alert, this is fucked up and you're out of range. And then I keep calling them.
That's so stressful.
I literally keep calling them and they're not fucking answering me.
You're like, I don't know. Feels important.
Yeah. What's out of range?
What's out of range? There's the baby. The baby is out of range. It's coming out soon. God. Is that what you're referencing? Do you know I'm pregnant, gyno?
Well, maybe if they fucking got paid more, they would call me back.
Probably not, if we're being honest. So anyway, this was really interesting, the response online. I looked on TikTok, and of course there was the normal, like, they deserve more money and stuff like that. The starting salary is, I guess, like $20 an hour, which it goes up quite a bit from there. That is low. I don't fucking know. Whatever. But, once you get up there, like, those are big boy numbers for sure. And so on Twitter and a bunch of other websites, they were like, the one guy specifically who was doing a lot of the speeches that was in charge of the union group. He apparently has like a Rolls Royce and all sorts of really nice shit, which is fair. He is like a union leader, but people kept being like, this is not helping. Not a man of the people. Not a man of the people. Mm-hmm. And it is not helping their cause at all. In fact, these are definitely the people who are creating the robots are going to be like, we got to go get these guys soon. Yeah. So Mr. Biden apparently forced them to have some conversations, which glad to hear that man, or at least the group's working for that man. I don't know if him himself was showing up, but I'm glad he was like, one of his people was like, all right, I'm going to go take care of this fucking strike.
No, totally.
Because it's out of control. Went down there and they were able to help them get negotiations in place. This was after everything was taken down for a while, which would have literally crippled our economy.
It's kind of crazy to think like Biden is still president until January.
He's still doing his job.
I mean,
like his administration is doing his job.
But
he's dead, but that's
he is legally dead, but everyone else around him is doing his job. And so it's just funny to me that like it's funny that he had to bow out of a race because everyone was like, you're not mentally competent and we can see that and voters have no faith in you. Yet he is literally our president right now. He's
literally our president right now. And he's like, so do I do anything? Should I try? Let me tell you, if the entire country told me I was bad at my job to the point and they were planning on replacing me in 3 months, if that's what my job told me, I wouldn't try. No. I sure as shit wouldn't be like waking up early.
Well, I think he doesn't. I think he goes to bed. He famously goes to bed at like 7 p.m. or something insane.
Yeah, because he's an old man. Of course. Good for him. But whatever. Okay. It's all the it doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Anyway, these guys were able to negotiate a 62% pay increase.
Wow, that's amazing.
And they haven't even finished the negotiations. The pause on the strike was set until January 2025 because they couldn't figure out the automation stuff yet. And they were like, okay, fuck it. Like, we'll keep working, but we'll revisit this clearly after the election.
Yeah.
So that's big deal.
Yeah.
What are we doing on time? Okay, I have time for one more. This one's like pretty chill. Actually, I'll do this one first. We're going to talk about Ryan Salame.
I don't know. Salami. I'm going to go with salami.
Let's go with salami. But
if I was May Salami, that'd be awesome.
That's a great last name. Yeah. I do think it's probably Salame, but we're going with Salami. So Ryan Salame, he was one of the high-ranking executives at FTX and was one of the first people that the authorities got in contact with when everything went down over there, as we've covered ad nauseum on other podcasts. And he cooperated right away with them. He provided over 600,000 pages of evidence to get the other people, like obviously SBF himself, in trouble.
Wow.
And did everything he could to try to make his personal liability as little as possible, or at least.
Can I tell you something? Every time I think of Sam Bankman-Fried, so SBF, I always think RBF, which is just resting bitch face. I always want to call him RBF, but no.
We should.
Anyway.
His kid, if he names it if he has a child one day, which he probably, well, actually, will he? How long is he going to jail?
A long time, like 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a man, so he can get someone pregnant when he's fucking 100.
That's true.
And famously,
but if he names the kid
sex,
like Richard or something like that, that would be RBF.
I hate that name.
Richard RBF.
Dick
BF. Anyway, so Salami was participating with the people. He had been charged personally with using customer funds to purchase luxury properties and make substantial political donations. Of course, the illegal use of these funds totaled millions of dollars. And his wife, Michelle Bond, actually, this is bad, also received $400,000 in funds for her congressional campaign.
Oh.
These guys just didn't give a shit.
No, they didn't give a fuck.
It goes to show there's so much of this kind of nonsense happening 100% of the time. And we just happened to find out about this one because crypto investors got screwed during the process. Yeah. They would never have found that. Right. And did she win? I don't know, but it doesn't matter. So anyway, Ryan he sounds kind of funny actually. He participated. He still got charged by the authorities, and he goes on LinkedIn and updates his position on LinkedIn to say, "Hey, I'm happy to share that I am starting a new position at inmate at FCI Cumberland."
That's incredible.
It's really funny.
I like this salami guy.
I like this salami guy too. This alone, I was like, this guy fucking, that's a great bit.
That's funny as hell.
And people were not like it's LinkedIn, so of course they were like, "It's so serious."
You know what we should do?
How dare you?
Actually, and I'll do this for the next episode because it's so much fun, is that we should do a whole deep dive on the most unhinged LinkedIn posts, because there's so many. Remember that one? It was circulating. I'm sure you guys have seen this on memes and stuff, but it was circulating a few months ago where some guy was like, "My CEO stole my wife. What it taught me." And I was like,
Wait, we gotta do that. That's a great.
So funny.
All right, that we'll do that next.
It's like guy got cucked and made it into an inspirational moment.
LinkedIn is the most unhinged influencers on the market.
Yeah.
It's the best place to go just watch chaos ensue.
It's so true. LinkedIn influencing is hilarious. We have a friend who's looking for a job right now, and she's like dabbling into LinkedIn influencing, and she's like, every single one she posts, they're like pretty good, but she'll send us a screenshot and be like, "Who the fuck am I?
Who am I? Just
what am I doing?"
Clown emoji. Clown face on. What are we doing? I don't give a shit about customer success.
No, I don't care at all.
I don't care at all, but according to LinkedIn,
yes,
all I think about
it
100% of the time.
I have a passion for customer success.
So that's, I think, why this post, like, it did the rounds, as you can imagine. Everyone was dying at it. It got 21,000 likes on LinkedIn alone. And that's the platform that's going to be the most, like, there's a serious place.
Yeah.
One of the people, I like this, a couple of the comments were hilarious. Someone goes, "Couldn't negotiate #remote, huh?"
That's funny.
Someone else goes, "Well deserved." Clapping emoji. FCI Cumberland is so lucky to have you.
Incredible. The internet is undefeated.
I love the internet sometime. Another guy goes, "Waiting for posts about how going to jail taught me about sales, B2B sales."
That's incredible.
So funny. Anyway, this guy, he's got 7 years. He's relatively young. He's also kind of like really fucking hot.
Okay, yeah. What's up, Salami?
What's up with that? What's up with Salami?
Does he really look like that? He looks like an actor.
He looks like an actor. I'm sure this is probably touched up to an extent.
I know, yeah, but still.
Actually, let's see. Let's find out. let's pull him up, because are there some mug shots?
You know what? He'll probably get married in jail or something.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
People that get married in jail, it's so funny. No, he's pretty hot.
He's not bad looking.
Does he have a herpy on his lip? He's probably pretty stressed in that.
Yeah. Oh God, that sucks. He has a cold sore and a zit underneath his nose.
Yeah. You know
in this
what,
picture,
though?
that's really shitty of CNN and business to use that picture of
I'd
him.
be pretty fucking stressed out too if
Of
I was going to be a
course.
new inmate at FCI Cumberland.
Yeah, FCI Cumberland, the most prestigious.
The most prestigious.
Congrats!
Probably.
They are so lucky to have you.
They are.
Yeah, this picture is definitely his best case. This is a little bit more normal.
Oh,
Still
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good looking though.
No, yeah. I mean, considering he's in jail for like financial fraud, usually I think of people that are SBF type
Yeah.
looking ass, and this guy's like not the worst looking guy I've ever seen in my life.
No, he's not the worst looking guy.
I probably wouldn't, but still.
I wouldn't either. He does seem to have this. They really chose this one bad picture of him and have been using it exclusively. That's
They
really,
should.
really dirty of them.
You know what?
Yes.
Oh, that chin is tough in that picture. Now we're just body shaming this
I
man.
know, poor guy.
Well, you know what?
He
Whatever.
stole a lot of money.
Yeah, who cares?
He pled guilty to conspiracy to make illegal political contributions and to operate an unlicensed money transfer business, famously.
Mm-hmm.
He was fined, this is going to suck, $1.5 billion.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
It's a lot of dollars.
that's a lot of money.
Hmm.
So
$1.5 billion. How do you get out of that? You
I don't
can't-
know
you
what
can't pay
his-
that back. You
what-
could spend a whole lifetime trying to
you're
pay
not
that
going
back.
to go be a longshoreman or something.
Yeah. I don't get it. Stuff like that, I don't get. Can I tell you that? I don't
What?
get it.
Well, that's like just make up a number.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like obviously he's never gonna pay that back. So what does that mean?
I don't know. I
You
don't
know.
know. Also, 7.5 years. Like he's relatively young. He's gonna come. He will be out of jail in his working years and able to continue being in society. So what does that mean?
I don't know.
We should look into that at some point. Like, what
Yeah,
the
we
fuck are we
should.
talking about? Fined
Yeah.
$1.5 billion. Okay. Anyway, that's the story, Mr. Ryan Salami. You know what? I might go ahead and throw him a connect.
Go ahead and connect with him.
Go ahead and connect with me. No, send without a note.
You just fall in love.
Yeah.
You marry Ryan Salami.
I get
You
really
leave
into this
Matt.
man in jail. Like, no, Matt, I've never met him. But we had something.
There was a reality
He accepted
show.
my LinkedIn.
I
And then I
used-
have the LinkedIn update.
What was I gonna say? I used to watch this show called Love After Lockup. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
be me.
That's exactly what
That's
it was.
me and
They
Ryan pretty soon.
fell in, and also every single time I would watch the show, the person who fell in love with the inmate was the way crazier one than the inmate.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That tracks.
So
That
anyway, write your pen pal in jail.
Yeah.
But first, please like and subscribe to Risque Business News, you guys. Please follow me at May_Planner. Follow the podcast at Risque Business News.
And me at Laura Sogar. I will be coming to your natural disaster site sometime soon. If you've got something bad coming, I'll be there first.
Yeah.
Entertaining your ass.
I don't really have any tour dates coming up because I am famously
you are
pregnant.
nesting.
I'm nesting, all right? Get off my back.
Yeah. The tour dates are here at her nest. Come on over.
I need
She
to
could
like,
use all hands on deck right now, actually. So if you want to come just volunteer
Just
at
volunteer.
May's place, just
If you guys want to put some tiles up behind the backsplash, that'd be great.
come on over.
Yeah, you guys want to do the grout? I would love that.
And I don't have anything going on. I think I'm going to Dallas in November. So I don't know. I'll let you know closer to it.
Okay.
But yeah, come out. That'd be fun. I think we might have some Dallas listeners too.
Really?
So cute.
Okay, great.
It's hard to tell.
Cool.
We love you more than anything.
We really do, because you know what? You guys keep the podcast afloat. You keep us humble. You really do, because you don't tell your friends. And that's what we need you to do.
We need you to tell your friends. We need you to pat yourself on the back for being just like me, ahead of the curve. Like me with this Red Rising series, #1 New York Times bestseller, record breaking, like Hugo Award winner. I don't know if they won the Hugo Award, but I am finding them like a little indie band.
Yes.
Okay, so come back next week. We will see you then, and goodbye.
Goodbye.